Oh, the Duramax was overheating. I don't know what could have been causing that. Ranch pickup things. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Mickelson Racing Channel for another week of Mr. C's Weather Report. It is 97 degrees today, and I am still here with you making a video for your guys' pleasure. Don't worry, Zeus is super hot. Aren't you, Zeus? Look at that tongue. Hey, say hi to the people, would you? Yeah, he's too hot to say hi to the people. That is for sure. So, I have been asked to provide an update on the Duramax for all of you guys. A couple people have commented and asked for a Duramax update. Bill, you're one of them, so shout out to you, Bill. Thanks for commenting and let me know what you guys want to see. Keep that up, comment below. What do you guys want to see? I'll provide it for you. Within reason, of course. Zeus is so freaking hot. All right, guys, update on the Duramax. We're going to start with the lame, boring, dry stuff, and we're going to get to the super juicy, exciting stuff at the end of the video. First things first, let's start underneath the freaking hood here. I had to take apart the whole front end of this here Cat Eye Duramax, and I had to power wash every single cooler. That's right, transmission cooler, AC condenser, intercooler, radiator. It was absolutely terrible. Let me insert a clip I took of me doing that right here. Let's go. Check this out. So the Duramax has been getting hot while towing the big trailer. The big trailer. Duramax was getting up to like 235, 240. I think at one point it got up to 245 real quick and then came back down, but I was like, what is going on with this freaking Duramax, man? It was really irritating me, and the AC wasn't blowing cold and all this stuff. So anyway, guys, I tore apart the stack. So check it out. We got headlights, grill, all these miscellaneous parts. The air box is sitting over there. And so, yeah, we got the radiator condenser out, stranded coolers underneath it. We got the intercooler out. And I have some stuff to see you. Here's the support that goes over top of the radiator. Check it out. That's probably why we were seeing a little heat. It was all the way up to here. Some had fallen out already. I already took it out. But you can see the line of where all of this junk used to be. So it used to be all the way up to here, covering all of that surface area. And all of these little orifices are packed full of dirt. Absolutely disgusting. So I'm gonna get all that garbage out of there. Oh gosh. And I'm gonna go get a garden hose and I'm just gonna hose it off nice and smooth. Hopefully I don't bend any fins because I really don't want to do that, but you really can't get much worse than here. You can't get much worse. I'm gonna clean all this stuff out of here. I mean, just look at this, packed full of just garbage. Just absolutely disgusting. I'm sure it got wet and the fan's trying to suck it all in, and oh my goodness, this is just terrible. So anyway, that's what I got going on. Catch you guys later when it's all cleaned up. As you can see, it was absolutely terrible underneath the hood of the Duramax as far as contaminants in the radiator and all the other coolers went. So we got that figured out. We straightened it all up. We power washed the living bejesus out of all our coolers. And now this thing runs ice cold, 200 degrees, perfecto. No problems. I couldn't be happier. Next, what we had to do is we had to put two brand spanking new batteries in this unit. That's right, AC Delco, brand new batteries. I got two of them. Menards was the cheapest place I could find for AC Delco. side post batteries, so we got them suckers in here. They are 78s. And another thing we had to do is we had to take every component out of this fuse box. I pulled the whole fuse box out. I disconnected all the connectors behind the fuse box. There are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, and then a couple other miscellaneous connectors. Well, I had to take all of them suckers out, and I had to determinate every single one, and I had to scrape the corrosion off of every single connector, because this was a mouse nest. And when mice pee on things, it creates the utmost or the worst kind of corrosion you guys have ever seen in your life. So I had to take out all these fuses, take out all these relays. In most cases, I did replace all the relays in here. Took all the fuses out. I sanded down all the fuses and got nice fresh metal, got rid of all the corrosion on this sucker, put everything back together, and bam, we have a great operating fuse box and fuse relay assembly now. I don't have to worry about intermittent codes or things not working or anything like that. So that was a lot of labor, but I'm glad we did it. That got rid of a lot of problems for me and probably a lot of problems for the next guy. So really glad we did that. We took care of it. One thing I did have to do is I had to top off the power steering fluid. This does have Hydro Boost brakes, so being low on power steering fluid means being low on brake pressure. So really glad we got that sorted out. It was about a gallon low on coolant. Remember, this pickup did sit for like 4 or 5 years at this farmer's house, so I don't know if just with the cold weather and hot temperatures that we get here in North Dakota, I mean, we're down to -30, -40 in the winter, and we are above 100 in the summertime. So we've got some major 140+ degree temperature fluctuations for the high and the lows. So I don't know if the rubber hoses just shrunk up and leaked out some coolant or what the deal was. I haven't noticed an issue since I topped it off, and I've put almost 1,000 miles on this here Butamus Duramax. 900 of those miles have been towing my 48-foot race car trailer, which weighs about 15,000 pounds. So if I were to see a problem with losing coolant, I think I would have saw it by now. Anyway, we are good to go underneath the hood. I've covered everything that I did underneath the hood. Bam! Let's get to some more good stuff in the back. Let's start it off in the back with the tailgate was bent like a freaking banana. It is a little bit more bent now, but it was totally worse, and I straightened it out a little bit just so the thing would close. So now at least it closes and it doesn't fly open when you're accelerating or hitting a bump or anything like that. So that was a minor thing. We did take care of it. Next up is the brake connector. This is our 7-pin brake connector. This is an aftermarket one because the factory one that was on here was all sorts of corroded really bad, and I didn't get anything for brake lights. I didn't have any trailer brakes, I didn't have any tail lights, I didn't have any turn signals, nothing. So we did have to get rid of the factory brake connector, and we did put on this aftermarket one. It has been working well for us so far. We also have one in the box to use with my gooseneck, so we are good to go on all accounts for that. Now let's get on to the somewhat more exciting stuff. When I got the Duramax, every single light bulb was burnt out. Now I'm talking headlights, I'm talking turn signals, I'm talking driving lights, I'm talking cab lights, I'm talking clearance lights on the box, front and rear. I'm talking license plate lights, everything. Even the freaking tail lights and turn signals, reverse lights worked actually, which is pretty cool, but everything else was shot. I replaced everything with LEDs except for the headlights, brights, and driving lights, because I don't like staring at other people's LED headlights when I'm driving down the highway. So I don't want to pass that defect, as you could say, or pass that inconvenience on to anybody else. So we've got incandescent headlights and driving lights on this rig, just as the factory intended it. We have LEDs just about everywhere else, especially all the 168 bulbs that came out of all the clearance lights, cab lights, and everything like that, because 168 bulbs burn out all the freaking time. Next up, The door got overextended into the fender once upon a time in its life, and then every time you would open the door, because this was bent in, the door would catch on the fender. So we did have to have a guy come out here and straighten that stuff out. Thankfully, it doesn't hit when you open the door anymore. It does look like garbage, but the fender was junk anyways. You can see we get all these scratches in here, plus the bend mark from when it overextended. So don't care about how bituminous the fender is. All I care about is the door doesn't catch on the fender when we open or close it, as you can see here. Bam. Mint condition. We did have this entire, oh, that is super annoying. We did have this entire rig detailed. Shampooed seats, shampooed carpets. We got all the good cleaners on the doors, on the dash, on the headliner even. I'm talking a freaking all-in detail on this unit because it was bad. It was a ranch pickup for, I don't know, 06 to 21. So that's like 15 years. And it was, well, let's just say pretty dusty inside. That's the nicest way I can possibly think to say it. Plus it was sitting for 4 of those years. So the, you know, cobwebs and stuff like that. It was pretty bad. But we got the thing detailed up. Now it doesn't feel like you're sitting in a dust bowl. No dust comes out of it when you hit the seat. So real nice. Happy with that. That made the pickup much more pleasurable to drive and sit in. So really glad we did that. Zeus, come on, buddy. Get it. Nope. Hey. Hey. Now, he's in it for good. Apparently he thinks it's cooler in the cab than it is out here, but everybody who knows what a hot vehicle is on a hot day knows that that's not the case. Come on. Hey. Attaboy. He's just so hot he doesn't know what to do with himself. Next best thing we did. All right, this was a huge job. I've got about 5 hours of labor into doing this job, and it made probably one of the biggest differences on this pickup. Right next to the detail. The detail might have done the biggest difference, but this was probably the next best thing. So we had all these decals on the pickup. I didn't do the tailgate because tailgate's junk. It's bent like a banana. I don't care what it looks like. Somebody's gonna replace it anyway, probably. So it had all these decals on it. See these tri-color decals, and then it had all this cool stuff. Well, all the way along the pickup, all the way up, all the way to the front, and then right here was like a cowboy decal sort of thing. And then where was the other one? Like right here or something was like some sort of, maybe it was right here. Don't remember. But it was some sort of cowboy decal on here, and then it had these pinstripes all the way along the side, both sides, driver's side and the freaking passenger side. Well, Moritz-Ski hooked me up with a 3M eraser wheel, which if you guys don't have one of those or have never used a 3M eraser wheel, that thing is the freaking business. You got to get one of them. If you're ever taking anything adhesive off a vehicle or off of anything, get a freaking 3M eraser wheel. That thing was the business. It saved so much of my time as compared to, I don't know, a razor blade and some mineral spirits, I guess. Don't care. Get a 3M eraser wheel, you'll thank yourself later. We've got 5 of my labor hours just taken off all of the pinstripe decals all the way up and down. And that was a huge job, and it made such an enormous difference on how this pickup carries its appearance. It looks so much more factory now. It doesn't look like, you know, I hate to single you guys out, but it doesn't look like an old man pickup anymore with them pinstripes down there. And it doesn't look like some weirdo rancher pickup with these freaking cowboy decals set here on the side. I don't know, pretty weird. In the original Duramax video, I'll link that either down below or up above. I'll link it somewhere, but you guys can check out the decals that were on there in the original Duramax video. I didn't take them off yet. They're still on there, so check that stuff out. It's pretty bad. Last but not least, finally, the cherry on top of the Duramax. Probably didn't make the biggest difference, but it was the cherry on top. We actually washed it. We spent about 20 bucks at a do-it-yourself pressure washer place, and boy, did this thing need a bath. I should have recorded the color of the water that was coming out of this pickup. Off the fenders, off of all these fender flares, out of the mirrors, out of the door handle trim, out of the box side trim, out of the taillight housings, out of whatever this is, off of the tailgate handle trim. The color of the water was so bad. It was black, so black, and it just kept running and running and running out of there. It never ended. And then we did scrub down all over the paint. And I tell you what, when I bought this thing, it almost looked yellow because of how dirty it was. Well, guess what? Now it looks like a white Chevy 3500 LB7 Duramax diesel crew cab dually, and it is freaking mint. Now, I have put about 400 miles on it since I detailed and washed this unit, and so it is not mint condition now. I mean, it's a little bit dirty, I guess. It does sit outside, but man, did this thing make a huge difference. This is a totally different pickup than it was when I pulled it out of the weeds at the farmer's house a couple months ago. I think back in April. I don't remember when I bought it even, but I think back in April. But man, oh man, this has turned out to be one heck of a buy, one heck of a pickup. Thank you guys for watching the Mickelson Racing channel. I hope you guys appreciated the update that I provided you guys. You guys asked for it. Mickelson Racing channel delivered update on the Duramax. Don't forget to like and subscribe right here in the corner of this video. Don't forget to comment down below what you guys want to see more of. We've got a Caprice, we've got Trailblazer SS, we've got 65 Impala SS, we've got Duramax, we've got 2011 Power Stroke goodness. What else do we have? 1968 C20. We have a Model A body we haven't done anything with yet. We've got the LS swapped 240 drift car project that we haven't done anything with yet. We also have our RZR killer joiner buggy build that we haven't done anything with yet. So if you guys also haven't checked out that video, I'll link it up here or below or something. That's a really awesome video if you love rev limiter action. So be sure to check that thing out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week on the Mickelson Racing channel.